Alright lads, welcome to yet another commentary video. Today we're going to be discussing why Xenoverse 3 is never coming. Now you might be wondering why I'm making such a fucking bold accusation here. I've got a few reasons packed up my sleeve. First off, let's discuss what's happening in Xenoverse 2 right now. Now as you may or may not have known, the new character for the next DLC pack, the Legendary Pack 2, 9 DLCs later, has been revealed as Jiren, or Full Power Jiren. Now naturally, this is another reskin, because we already had a Jiren DLC. And if you may or may not have known, there was also a character poll in which you could vote between some other characters and UI Goku. Now, we all know who won that fucking poll. So why would this lead me to think that Xenoverse 3 isn't coming? Now, there are multiple reasons for this. First off, I'm going to point to the fact that they introduced a announcement system into the game. What I mean is that they implemented a sort of cinema screen of sorts, in which when there's a live event, you can watch it via the game. Like you're watching a live stream in a sense, but you get the idea. It's an announcement system. Now tell me this, why would they make an announcement system for a game that is practically half a decade old or coming up on it if they're in the development of making Xenoverse 3? The answer is simple, they're not. They're not making Xenoverse 3, it's just not happening. Now you might be wondering, why is this such a big deal? We have Xenoverse 2. Well, the reason why it's such a big deal, especially to long-time players like myself, who has been playing since 2016 and recently dropped the game, it's because it's just so outdated now. The formula has been ingrained into our minds by now, and we know exactly what to do, how to play, the strats, what characters you can use, what characters are good, what characters are bad. We've played the game in and out, up to death, and this is another side of the coin. The fact, because of how dead Xenoverse 2 is in terms of content up until this point, you have many different YouTubers who are exploiting many of the mods in order to make clickbait titles promoting potential DLC and potential content features that are not in the game at all, and only exist to lure you in for free clicks and views and whatnot. Now granted, this is scummy, but what can you do? If you devote yourself to playing a dying game that no one is interested in, then I can't really get mad at you for trying to milk it to its fullest. But at the same time, there are just way better games to play and just way better ways to make content. So forcing yourself to stay onto one particular game is just, it's not really healthy. It's just going to push you into a corner where, oh shit, this is not really working. I'm going to have to like step up my game. And lead you on to making what I can call just beta titles and beta thumbnails. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is why Xenoverse 3 is not coming. Now, I've mentioned my first point, the announcement system. My second point is the fact there's been no news, nothing, just absolutely nothing in terms of news. Up until this point, nothing has come out about Xenoverse 3. The only thing we had was the potential of a domain, like a website being used, but aside from that, it's just nothing. There's just nothing coming. My second reason as to why Xenoverse 3 is not coming is because the game is milkable. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, as good as it is one of the highest selling Dragon Ball games in history. Because of this, why would they want to go through the fuss of making a brand new game when they can just keep milking the game that, 10 million people have bought? Why would they go to such an effort to move on to a different project if the project they're currently working on is doing so successful? And they can release half-assed content updates and DLC that people will throw money at and gobble up without any problems. Put yourself in their shoes. What would you rather do? Waste time and money on a brand new product that you don't know might do well or not? Or would you rather just keep working on this product that, from a business perspective, is doing amazingly, record-breakingly even? Now, I have seen people say that they're going to somehow protest by not buying the DLCs. And even if you did, not everyone has the same mindset as you. What about the little kids who play Xenoverse 2 and go, oh my god, new DLC, I have to have it? I feel like there are a lot more kids who play this game than there are adults. So, for people to try and protest is kind of useless. It's not going to matter. DLC will do well no matter what person you are and no matter what you do. If you buy it, if you ignore it, the game is going to be successful either way. And finally, Xenoverse 3 is not happening because, well, we rarely get a third game. honestly, in the Dragon Ball series. Now, granted, we have had Budokai Tenkaichi 3 and Budokai 3 respectively, but I've never seen a game series in the Dragon Ball series go outside of a second game. Outside of those two. Raging Blast never got a third game, unless you count Ultimate Tenkaichi as that third game, but I wouldn't. And the list goes on, like, there's Burst Limit never even got a second game. So for them to make a third game, it doesn't really make sense. Especially with other games like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and Fighters kind of taking the market by storm as of recently. So for them to make a third game, while every other game, including the current one they have now, is doing well, I don't know, it just doesn't really make sense in terms of a business perspective. It just doesn't really make sense when they make a third game when they're already doing well right now. Why would they want to move on to something else? But yeah, that's just my take on why Xenoverse 3 is just not coming. Like, you shouldn't really get your hopes up. Dimps are a lazy company, and, well, expecting much out of them is, well, it's kind of foolish, honestly. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.